a young Vohes 13 on Twitch minute. Vohes, what's good, brother? A very good morning and a happy Tuesday to you there, partner.
I'm doing good. How are you, Finn?
Bro, shirt going crazy right now. I see.
I had to rep you. You know what I'm saying? I had to come out here. I found this shirt. I was going through my closet and I said, bam, right there. It was like the third one. You know when you're getting ready for the day, you got to switch it up. You can't wear blue 3 days in a row. You can't wear red 3 days in a row. You can't do this. You know what I'm saying? You got to mix it up.
And you got the
and then all of a sudden I found this. It was right there.
And it was also your 1 year anniversary in the channel this morning. It was like this was meant to happen, bro. Yeah. That was super dope. So Young Vohes, bro, point of, some of these Fen Talks have been, we get to know people, you and some of these other dope ass people that I've had on the podcast so far as content creators and kind of like their outward personality, what the experience is like in the chat, like, and the persona maybe sometimes more so than the person, indeed. And that's a way that I've always have felt about you personally, because you're high energy, high intensity. Wouldn't be unfair sometimes to call you an asshole, as we all are, right? But I want to kind of get at, let me kill this alert box real quick. Thank you so much, Crazy Puerto Rican, for the sub. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to kill that for the show. Point is here kind of to understand the overlap of, you as a dude, as a young man, as 16-year-old Owen, and Vohes, the personality that needs to be capable of, battling these internet trolls and, supporting a massive channel like yours has grown to be. So I kind of want to just like get a picture of you like as a dude, like, from home to family life. So I guess we could start like at the beginning. So it's at home. So the setup right now is at home with mom and dad, right? Do you have siblings?
No. Only
okay,
child.
bet. So like the streaming setup is like you got your spot for it. It seems like in the basement, and then action goes on.
It's been
upstairs.
a long time coming. I've been in the basement for a minute, but I've gone pretty much every different area. We've changed just a bunch, and now I finally got like a good solid setup that probably be for a couple years.
Yeah, it looks like you got like a different, like a recent, like, is it a different background, or do you just have the
I just have some panels up there because my mom wanted, privacy whenever she's walking back and forth or doing stuff down here, you know what I mean? She knows I'm streaming and doesn't want to have to worry about that, so just closes everything off and kind of gets me locked in on whatever.
Right. I used to remember sometimes like you would like just kill camera for a second, or like, she like knew she needed to pass by or whatnot. So okay, dope. The setup looks dope now. What is I remember you saying earlier in one of your streams that your mom has not seen one of your streams. What are you like? Where are your parents at with like what you got going on? Do they kind of just like hands off, like let you rock?
I have some of the most supportive parents ever.
Dope.
It's really like I don't know. It's weird because I've been talking about wanting to do what I do since I was young, and I'd show them YouTube videos when I was younger, and like, you can do this, you can do that, and like every other parent, it's like, well, you can try that, have fun with it, whatever. But you don't really expect anything to go anywhere. And I told them, I'm like, I can do this, I can do that. And I found a passion, decided to start building skills, and now here I am.
And they've supported you through that, obviously. And I know now you're at a spot where. And now you're at a spot where you can like kind of give back in the way that I know you've mentioned, like you pay the internet bill in the house now at 16 years old. That's super lit.
I've helped out with a bunch of stuff, but I don't like,
Of course.
I don't like trying to be that guy that's like, oh yeah, no, I'm doing this, that. Like, I don't want to ever be cocky. Like, I'll talk shit, but when you get cocky and act like you're better than somebody else, that's kind of where I draw the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm a regular person just like everybody else.
I think that you are cocky in the right places, as insofar as there are places that, so like the stream, again, the persona, you as a competitor, I think a lot of that comes through and it's very positive. But like that's part of what I want to do in this interview with you, because I know that you do have these lines, for example, right? Like I know that you could be in a stream and not even really be lying about it that much. Like, I will wash most of you motherfuckers in the chat by 30 points right now.
Well, that's Madden. I've always been competitive with everything in life.
Of course, and that's Madden, and that's what I'm saying. And you have lines that might not come to light as often. For example, like you mentioned it in passing, but what you just said of paying the internet bill in the house, because I'm sure you want it juicy and you're capable of doing that now, even at 16 years old. I had a job. I was, trying to bring some money in at 16 years old. I didn't pay not one dime toward my household when I was 16 years old. So like, while it might not be something that you like would brag about or even mention on your own, like allow me in this case to like, that's deserving of props, right? Like you understand that that's a good look. And like, I think like more of the side of you that people need to see. So that's like kind of the tone here. But you mentioned that your mom doesn't actually watch the stream. Like, do your parent, are they in like the chat at any point? Like, do they have handles? My
mom is usually doing other stuff and she's not too into games, but my dad, I mean, he's got a whole Twitch account set up. He'll watch me, on the weekends or maybe on his way back from work, whatever, stop by the chat. He usually just likes watching the tournament games. He likes watching the big moments. He's not an everyday viewer in the chat, whatever.
For sure.
But the reason why he's so invested in it is because, he got me into all this stuff. He started me with video games, bringing all this stuff up, and then, yeah.
Yeah, bro. So tell me more about that. Was your father the one that like you first started playing video games? Like, so take me back to Vohes' origin story. Like, Vohes now found a video game. What was the first video game experience in the house? Sounds like maybe with your father.
First video game. I mean, the first one that I actually would say I had like a passion for, because like you can play games, whatever, but you can do anything like once or twice. Mm-hmm. First game that I actually played like, often with him was Rock Band, which if it's like, like Guitar Hero, same thing.
Lit.
And it was, I believe it was the first Rock Band. And I don't know why, he always played it because we used to live in an apartment or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I just loved playing it with him. And I ended up being on the highest difficulty at like the age of 4. And that's when him, my uncle, a bunch of other people were like, okay, this kid's got a skill in this area.
Right.
But growing up, I always played video games on the side, and I always really enjoyed video games, put a lot of time into them. Mm-hmm. Even when I was playing sports, you know what I'm saying? As a younger kid, whatever. And yeah, really just growing up playing games with my dad, buying my first Wii, saving up money from like a piggy bank.
It's lit.
Playing Mario Kart, all that stuff. Yeah, I've always been a big gamer.
All right, so back like around that same time, you mentioned that you moved at one point from an apartment to, I guess, the house that you're at now. Was that like across like state lines? Was that a big move for you? Did that happen early?
I was pretty close. Same city, same area.
Oh, that's
just
dope.
Parents settled down.
Oh, that's good stuff. Did you? What about like your school system? Because I know now, really, in the from what you've told me in your stream, in the interest of kind of, doubling down on what you're doing as far as generating content and streaming. Are you doing homeschooling right now?
Yes, I started online school after freshman year of high school. I said I'd do 1 year and just see kind of how, things go. And at the same time of starting high school, I also started, like, I guess you could say working. I started, getting on YouTube, streaming over there. I've always liked streaming.
Right.
So much to the point that on YouTube, when, I had a big channel and only could post videos, I would make a whole separate channel and, stream over there. I've just enjoyed streaming. It's live. You can talk to people. I love interacting and, I love putting on a show. And when you're live, you can do that for hours.
You were doing some YouTube though before you like really tapped into streaming big time. You had a whole there's got to be some story to be had here. Did you not have a fairly massive Fortnite channel and following on YouTube?
Yes, I started up, so I think the summer, I'm trying to think of when I started. I think it might have been the summer after the 8th grade, going into freshman year. I started streaming Fortnite on YouTube. And YouTube streaming, for whatever reason, although it's like a worse system and Twitch is like better set up, for some reason is like crazy good in the algorithm, and honestly is a great way to start streaming.
Okay. Interesting. So you wound up picking up a YouTube channel off of that, but it is no more. Is that correct?
Yeah, it got terminated out of the blue. I didn't really make like high level content. I had a lot of subscribers. I had a lot of viewers, but I think that was mostly off Fortnite being just super big and me kind of just fitting in with another puzzle piece. Didn't really develop what I would do now and, bring a personality into it, start networking better, more interaction, higher quality content, get brand deals, sponsors, whatever, like I should have been doing with the viewership I was getting. But I was just a kid having fun.
For sure. And then it kind of changed.
And
it changed after that. Like you start learning some things, like you alluded to a couple of the adjustments, you know, you made between that iteration and hopping on Twitch. So started as the YouTube streamer. When did you open up? And the first Twitch account Vohes YouTube? And then we've recently got the rebrand to Vohes 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like a couple years after?
I started on Twitch, December 2019? So let's go back to April 2020. Fortnite channel gets shut down, had 160,000 subs. I actually want to show this.
Yeah.
Although, you know, I don't have too much to show for it. You know, I didn't make the best content. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my better flexes, and I'm not that type of guy, but this is one of the dopest things that I've achieved. The 100,000 YouTube plaque. I don't know, is the camera inverted? Could you read it?
No, yeah, we can read it. Yeah. Presented to Vohes for passing 100,000 subscribers. All right, just full pause for a second. And I know, like, I don't know if I'm gonna get some like eye rolls in the chat, like, you know, he doesn't need any help with this, but again,
I'm just trying to verify.
You don't need to verify.
Backstory was
no. This is
a
not
lot. You know, a lot of work put into this.
This is not at you. So understand, right? In gaining the full perspective of Vohes and who he is, the path that he's walked, and who he's became. Understand that now. So now again, for the older guys like me in the channel, put yourself back to what you were doing in the summer between your 8th grade and freshman year. Can I remember what I was doing? I don't know, maybe like some summer camp, like honestly, like kind of nothing of note. And, you know, just to be absolutely fair, right? Young Vohes was able to accumulate a following of over 100,000 subscribers, however you want to call it, capitalizing on a trend in the right place at the right time. That really doesn't matter. But again, just to lend the perspective to when in the young man's life cycle and life story that this was happening, and where you can relate it to your own stuff, right? Like I keep alluding to this, Vohes, and like I am a self-proclaimed Vohes apologist. Do you know what? I don't know if that's like a harsh way to say it, but I see like a lot of this, and like at some points in this interview, like I'm gonna kind of want to like flex on your behalf, because I think some of like those details are important for people to, you know, understand, you know, the more well-rounded picture of you as a dude. So you've learned some things from the YouTube experience. You got the massive channel. Fucking sucks that it got shut down. So now you're April of like last year. Maybe not quite back to the drawing board because you're good at what you're doing already. You do have a platform and the equipment, but what were the changes that you made then? Are you doubling down into Madden? And yeah, go on.
With Fortnite, so April 2020, I believe that's when, wait, no, why did I just say April 2020? April 2019, jeez.
Okay, one year before that, gotcha.
Yeah, gotcha. I don't know why it said 2020. Okay. April 2019, channel gets shut down, 160,000 subs. Try to get it back for, you know, maybe a month. It was pretty crazy. Nothing but just going to school, coming home, doing research. Spent about a cool 30 days nonstop trying to get it back, emailing, researching, trying different things, this, that.
Did you get any intel on what happened? Like, was it YouTube that canceled it? Was somebody get in?
It was, I'm talking 11 something at night. I'm gaining 5,000 subs a day, having an absolute blow up. Could have trended that all the way up to 1 million subs. I don't know where I could be right now. You know what I mean? I could
who knows?
Be going crazy. You know what I mean? I could be doing bigger things than what I'm doing now. I could be living somewhere else. Who knows? But out of nowhere, on the game with my friends, because, you know, I've always enjoyed games. So whenever, you know, I'd be done, you know, filming a video or making content on Fortnite, I'd play it at nighttime. Same with Madden. Like, you know, I'll enjoy some Madden off stream, as crazy as it sounds. Like, oh yeah, you're playing all these hours, whatever.
Right.
So I'm in a PlayStation party with my buddies, and all of a sudden, I want to say, I wanted to go check like a view counter on a certain video, or like see a certain like mark, let's say like 4 hours, to see kind of comparison to like the recent uploads, to see how much I really am trending up.
Sure, yeah, check analytics.
Yeah, my buddy searches it up or whatever and says there's like an error, he's like, I can go to other channels, you know, your channel isn't like, you know, loading, whatever. And I'm like, well, okay, that's weird. And I assumed it was just an issue with his phone. Maybe his Wi-Fi went out on his phone, bad service, whatever. And I go into my account and my profile picture is still there. And I go to click like view your own channel, and it's just blank profile picture, a little trash can emoji, and then this account has been terminated for what is it? I don't know the exact message, but for
was it a copyright
crossing
thing,
community guidelines or whatever. It was like account has been terminated for I don't know the exact. It was community guidelines.
Okay.
Ban.
Okay. And did
I had
YouTube
zero strikes on my channel, and I got one email saying, I believe it was a child endangerment notice from creating Fortnite videos. And I'm reading this email, right? And I'm just like, maybe the most confused face you could ever have.
I mean, yeah, bro.
Making Fortnite videos daily. As a kid myself, with no face cam, mind you, me playing the game versus other people, like, you know, 1v1s, because that was a big thing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Playing other people, kind of like impressing them with your skills, but at the same time talking trash.
Yeah, right.
Same trend that's on YouTube for pretty much any video game ever.
Right, right.
And I see child endangerment, and I'm like, okay, it's a good thing. This is false. You can get it back.
Right. They're just
terrible
wrong about
reasoning.
This.
I don't know exactly what this is. Instant ban, no warning, no video attached to it. Because usually if you have a video attached and you apologize, recognize what happened in this video, say, I know this, this, and this.
Right.
This won't happen, blah, blah, blah.
Like repent
no
for it,
video
kinda.
Attached. Just one completely non-related topic that was a community guideline, and poof, gone. This has happened to people in the past. And I've never seen that exact reason, but I've seen other reasons, and you just can't get it back. I tried forever, atting the team YouTube, whatever, trying to get, like, there was a whole bunch of stuff. You could get, like, a YouTube flagger or whatever and try to, like, go through another system and then get that reviewed, because, like, the main YouTube people are... I studied this stuff for, like, a month.
I'm sure you tapped all the way in, bro. I would have been devastated. Like, I mean,
this is hard. Oh, dude. It was, like... the most like adrenaline rush, go upstairs, everyone else is sleeping, so I'm a 14-year-old kid sitting on his bed just like trembling, bro, because you got to think this is like my whole, I don't want to say livelihood, because I'm still living with my parents or whatever.
Bro, 31 years old.
This is what I wake up. I think if you wake up doing something every single day and working, you know, this hard to achieve it. Mind you, I was only on YouTube for like 8 months, and seeing that much success in that short amount of time, dude, I am trembling, like shaking, eyes wide open, like brain stimulated, just like, holy, what is happening? End up try to do research, look what happened, get a reasoning till like 3 a.m, whatever, and it's like the most uncomfortable sleep, right? Like, you know, you got to get rest, but it's like, dude, mind is not right.
Your brain just won't stop. Like, you're not going to be able to keep that quiet in your mind when it's something that's important to you. That's nuts.
Yeah, that was insane,
bro. I didn't mean to like bring you back over and through it, but yet another experience that, like, you know, we don't have occasion to touch on all that much, and is like huge. I mean, again, and not that we need to like bask in it, but I'm sure parts of it must stick with you. If I'm you, I would be angry and upset about that, because that's not fucking fair, dude.
Oh, like, dude, it's wild. And YouTube's always been like that, with like just terrible, you know, support system, and it's just like robots dealing with everything. And I feel like, you know, I had the YouTube partner program. I had over 100,000, so I had the check mark. I had access to, like, you know, those next level things, right? That, you know, the other creators, like, once you pass 100,000, you're like locked in. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got past that, and we're like, you know, we're here for life. Wow, all gone. After a week, I lost access to all the, you know, the 100,000, you know, access to the support, the email, whatever. And then that's when I really knew I was most likely shit out of luck. So that sucked.
So like now, so you know, you move through it, whatever. Fucking, it's terrible. You've done, I'm sure, you know, you're a smart guy. You've done all the research you can possibly do. Like, are you like kind of leaving it at for now?
So
like what's the lesson that you learned? Yeah.
Do you want me to keep going with the lead to the start of the Twitch, or?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that same summer, I'm like, all right, I know how to make these videos. I already blew up once, whatever. Let's try this again. Let's see if I can have some crossover. And like I said, bad networking, you know, not too interactive, not having the face cam, whatever. Then that leads to me trying to boot up this YouTube thing again, lacking ideas, lacking creativity, not following along with, you know, what everyone else is doing, because I was still, you know, in that space of, damn, like this sucks.
Yeah,
and just trying to, instead of trying to pick up on the new trends as I would, and you know, keep adapting to YouTube, it was more trying to do the same thing as before, try to pick up those old viewers, but things come in and out, and that ended up failing. And so I had probably around 4 or 5, no, longer than that. So April to December, what is that? Around like 8 months. Was just being a normal kid, you know what I mean? Going outside all the time, hanging out with friends, kind of just like, keeping myself busy or whatever. And I think I went through a whole summer of just like not touching video games. It was super weird, but it was at the same time from that YouTube thing, like just not even wanting to touch it. That was a terrible experience somehow. Didn't even touch my setup at all. And then I'm playing some game with my friends, and I don't even know what, you know, games I'm looking forward to. I don't really have like a main game. It was probably still, you know, doing Fortnite, playing, you know, the newest games that'll come out with friends or whatever. And my buddy who lives across the street from me was a PlayStation player. Do you know that Tuna Straw guy? That was his name. I know him in real life as Mason. Oh, so cool. He goes, "Oh, Madden 20 is coming out," and I said, "Oh, not Madden again." Last experience I had with Madden, I broke 2 controllers in like a month. I used to be a big rager when I was younger, dude.
I also have to hear you. Eventually we have to go back for the story about you getting your account clean the one time where you learned that you can't trust these coin selling motherfathers also. So I want to hear about that.
Man, yeah.
Was that before you tapped back into Madden?
No, I think after that year, that was like a short little story. Long story short, got, you know, dumb kid.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. One second. I fucking shitty ass Discord just lost your audio. Hold on. Give me 1 second, brother. Sorry. I think stream can probably still hear. I think it's just me that can't hear you.
Okay.
This does this like once a day. It's so fucking dumb. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on 1 second. Okay, good over there. All right, Young Vohes, let me give me a mic check. 1 2 1 2. Yes, sir. Sorry about that, bro. Okay. Apologize for interrupting. Yeah, go on.
So before YouTube and all that stuff, whatever, fake like email trying to, you know, get some coins for money, whatever. You know, I'm a young kid trying to, you know, get money for the next Madden or whatever. End up getting a whole account wiped. That sucked. So I dealt with a whole Ultimate Team getting wiped. You know what I mean? Everything gone, and being like, damn, this sucks. And then all of a sudden I find something that's real money, real like success, a real job, that gets wiped. And I'm like, here we go again. You know,
why does this keep happening, bro? Yeah. This shit is trash.
So, I've always been a huge Madden fan. I want to say first Madden I picked up Madden 07. PS2, Dad always played Madden. PS3, I would always play, you know, Madden 13, which was one of my favorite Maddens. That's when I got an Ultimate Team.
Okay.
Madden 25 was the first Madden I owned on my own system back on the Xbox 360.
Yep.
And then Madden 15, 16, 17, that's when I got the account wipe. And then I played like a month of 18, and then my friends found this game called 3 days after launch. It was called Fortnite. Very small game back then, and then bam, that's when I had that little 2-year thing going.
So there was a whole Madden run before,
like a 1 year thing.
That was the whole Madden run. There was a whole Madden history before you took the brief Fortnite experience, had the YouTube thing, and now it's like, okay, Madden's coming back around, and you're like, motherfucker, I don't know if I'm trying to do this.
I'm just, I hear Madden 20, and I'm like, it's summertime, and I felt like always the Madden releases have had that feeling of like rush, new game. Are you serious? Let's pre-order it.
Yeah.
It was that rush, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna get back into Madden. Yeah. I always watch the pro players. Like, that's why it's weird to say starstruck over people that do what I do, but when Skimbo came into chat for, well, no, let's not say Skimbo. Probably most important to me, Problem. First ever Twitch streamer that I passionately watched. That's when I first discovered Twitch. And I always related Madden to Twitch as I related Fortnite to YouTube, right?
Sure.
So, new Madden game comes out. I get that rush. I'm going to pre-order it. It's like, all right, well, we're going to be playing MUT again. It was the EA Access that came out. My buddies were playing each other or whatever. And I didn't get like the super expensive pre-order one, so I had to wait like the 4 days or whatever when they were in EA Access to, you know, get my hands on the game.
Right.
So, got my hands on the game. Obviously, started Ultimate Team. Absolute trash. Me and my buddy were just terrible. And we were putting like a lot of time into the game off release. And then we started playing like, I played a couple pro players because at the start of the year, like, you know, head to head is always popping. So you would see like a couple, you know, pro players here and there, even if you weren't too high in the ranking. I was like right before like the highest one, because that's when, you know, like you've played Madden in the past, you haven't really discovered the Twitch and like this side of it. So playing a couple pro players, and I'm like, dang, bro, these guys are good. And I just happened to have a lot of time on the game, and I got back into Twitch, and I wanted to get good at the game because I'm always mad when I'm getting dominated because I'm so competitive. So I get back into Madden and I'm pissed off. I'm getting my ass kicked left and right. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going for this. So I'm on YouTube. I'm looking for a couple schemes. I see like a throwing video, whatever. I'm like, this is all bullshit. These are one play, money, touchdown, whatever. All that same YouTuber stuff. So I say, let me go to the old way I used to do it. Let me go on Twitch, see some people streaming, and Henry, #1 head to head. And I said, oh, I'm going on that stream. He had no face cam, no overlays, just him playing the game. Probably already had like 800 games played after 2-3 weeks off release. And I'm just like, dude, this kid, like, this dude is good. And now, you know, Henry, he's been playing, I think, since he was like 13 years old or something, like with pro players. So that's why he had such a good rookie year. And I see him on Twitch. I see what he's doing, offense and defense. Like every year at the start of the year, he would do like, it's usually the man coverage with the 2 purples, and then he would always run bunch. And you kind of find like that one guy that you wanna I guess,
like replicate, emulate,
replicate.
Like,
yep.
Sure, got you.
Yep. I'm on 4 hours of sleep.
Hell yeah, we got you, baby.
So I'm watching his stream. I see he's running bunch, and it took me a week of watching this dude to figure out what playbook he was in. I'm looking over here. I'm in my bunch. I'm going through practice mode. I went through all 32 playbooks because I'm thinking these are the MUT playbooks. I hear West Coast, right? So I go into practice mode, and I look at, I go to the auction house, and I see all these West Coast playbooks. So I see Raiders West Coast, Dolphins West Coast, whatever. So I'm looking for this bunch because I wanna start,
Tap in.
Getting competitive and see what's happening with this. The bunch looks super good, and I'm over here searching for a playbook for days, and I'm just like, screw that. I'm still playing the game online and, you know, trying to pick up on a couple things. And then he shows somebody in the game, goes to the store and says West Coast, but not like a regular playbook. It's an alternate playbook. And it clicked in my mind. I go to the store and I'm like, oh,
buddy.
It takes me a week to find a damn playbook. That's how new I am back into this stuff. So,
yeah, but persistent enough to still make it happen, though. You wind up, all's well that ends well. You found the thing.
Yep, and then I start seeing, like, the plays he's running. Like, the best way that I, you know, always tell people to get better at the game is by watching other people play. Like, ebooks can only help to a certain extent.
Right.
Watching and seeing in-game, like, experience, or not experiences, but, like, situational plays and what they do for this. And once you get an understanding of why you're doing something, then you want to learn, you know, how they're doing something. Because if you see a play, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to be a robot. I'm going to do this setup, this setup, this setup. So I was brand new and I was able to take in all this information, and it was just watching Henry every single day. That was the one streamer I picked. He went 100-0 like the first 4 weeks of the Madden 20 weekend league. Kid was popping on Twitch, pulling like 300-400 viewers with no face cam. And I didn't know who this dude was. It was his first year competing, so I got to watch him at the Classic, whatever. And I honestly want to say, if somehow he's watching this, I got to thank Henry. That's the reason I'm this good at Madden now, and that's the reason why I've made, money in the MCS, and I hope to, make a career in the future in the MCS. Obviously, I'm going to prioritize content creation always, but if I didn't open up Twitch that one time and view a Henry stream, I wouldn't, have gotten as good at the game as quick as I did. So
that's super love, bro. We'll have to throw that out there, try to see if he can get eyes on that, because that's something that feels.
Yeah, I've told him that a couple times, but he probably hasn't heard like a in-depth breakdown, whatever. And a lot of people use like the term fanboy, whatever, or all that. Like, dude, if someone can change, not necessarily change your life, but do something that can, make you have a passion for something or improve at something that makes you happy, like,
yeah,
I don't care what it is. You gotta show respect to those people, and you gotta show love to those people.
Yeah, bro, I completely agree.
And all the people talking about dick riding this, whatever, like, I throw that stuff out the window. If it wasn't for that kid, I wouldn't have gotten as good as quick or whatever. So the game comes out August. I'm playing the game. I'm watching Twitch. I find DK Nice, Big Kep. I think Kep was the first streamer that I kind of had recognize me and kind of have like an interactive relationship as far as streaming goes. Found DK Nice shortly after that.
Yeah.
And he's like, Vohes, is that the little asshole that was kickoff glitching me and Mutt head to head? And I was like, damn, I get a negative reaction my first ever time getting, noticed on this Twitch. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And although I was like the old man, it also like lit a fire in me. Like, this guy knows me. I don't stream. I don't do this. This guy is popping. Kep was having an amazing Madden 20 year. Like, I'm talking 300 to 500 views every time you open up the app. He's the top dog during this like winter time of Madden. So I see him maybe like the September, November months or whatever. So I'm on Twitch, I'm watching these people, and mind you, my PC is collecting dust. When I was on Fortnite streaming and making videos, the PS4 could do it all. I had the microphone, I had the people, I had the audio, the gameplay, there was an editing software on there. I did it all through my PlayStation, got a computer, and I realized, damn, I don't even need this. Little did I know that's how you get the higher quality content creation. And I was taking the easy route. You know what I mean? It was working with what I was doing. I wasn't going to go out of my way and do all that PC stuff and figure it out. But then I see these Madden streamers. I see they're on Twitch. I see, that console streaming isn't really going to be a big thing. And that I have this PC. I have time. There's no rush, because when you're creating content, you can't go take a 2-3 week break. You know what I'm saying? You're going to lose a lot of your people, at least
come back and you're starting from scratch.
On Twitch, I guess, sure, but at the same time, it's like, you take a break off of Twitch, you come back, you got, 100 subs, and if that's your livelihood, whatever, you're just walking away from your job, right?
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, don't jump the gun. You know what I mean? You're developing some skill at the game. Focus on the content creation. And that's when I really, that the switch flipped, and I was like, okay, I got the skills. I know showing off the skills, interacting, and having a face cam are gonna be those top of the line things. And so I get the PC out of, it was sitting somewhere back in the basement, and I get it out, probably didn't touch it for a cool like maybe even a full year. Had it for like 2 weeks and then just stored it away. I was actually looking to sell it, and that would have been the biggest mistake of my whole life.
Yeah, funny how those things work out sometimes.
I get the PC, it's full of dust. Clean it up, whatever, get it set up, find the same desk that my mom was using for like a garage sale or something the week prior. I'm like, okay, that's a big desk. I got a lot of space I need to cover. Bam, get that. So I got 2 monitors. I got the PS4. I got the computer, and I'm like, dude, I got this dream like stream set up that I wish I would have had a while ago.
Yeah.
And let's start doing some research, right? So I'm figuring out how to stream. I always knew about OBS, whatever. So I'm looking up stream tutorials, and that's
you would have been what?
Out,
you would have been about 15 at this point.
Yep, 15 at this point.
Cool,
Yeah.
Yep.
So
sorry, go on.
I'm on YouTube, or not on YouTube. I'm on my computer. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching like YouTube videos, watching streams on it while I'm playing the game, whatever. Trying to pick up on some things by watching other streamers, because at that moment, once I got my PC out, I said, I'm watching this Twitch stuff a bunch. I've been out of, you know, the content creation and just like, you know, the whole internet world, social media in general.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, I can come back. Like I'm comparing, because you got to compare yourself to the other people in your same, you know, work area.
Sure.
And just seeing, you know, what this guy's getting from this production, what this guy's getting from, you know, this feature, whatever. So I'm picking up on things, and like I said, huge shout out to Big Cap. One of my best mentors and influences on getting me started streaming. Absolutely love that man. Definitely like a father figure in my life with this whole streaming thing. So I'm starting up this, you know, I'm getting the OBS, I'm getting the overlays. I'm talking with a couple other streamers that are, you know, starting up. You start with that little like 2 or 3 streaming friends that, you know, are also small.
Right.
And I end up, I started streaming with no face cam, but I knew I had to get one. So I went to Best Buy one day, you know what I mean? Told my mom, hey, I want to get this, you know, camera. I'm starting back streaming. And, you know, face lit up on my parents. Just like, you're back doing it again. You're keeping yourself busy. And my dad will even tell me to this day, I always talk with them because it's crazy, like, to them, what I'm doing at my age, whatever, and the shit I've gone through, whatever.
Yeah.
With this same stuff. So they hear that and they're excited for me, but my dad tells me all the time, he had that doubt. He's like, man, he was doing really good with this other thing, going to another game. As much as he told me, he was like, I knew I was going to support you, whatever, but I did not think that you would have any success at all. I thought it would be another, you know, blown up gig.
Vohes, it's very interesting. Just on that story that you just told about your father, it's very interesting. It reminded me of my father. What I was doing, you know, at your age successfully was football, and I had the exact same conversation later on with my father, that where he said, before I got into the thing that I would be successful at, just like your father felt like this about you before you got into the thing that you would be successful at, my father was like, he told me later, he was like, you know, I was going to support you. I was going to have your back. But like going into this thing, like I just like really didn't know if it was going to be a successful venture for you, and I was going to support you in whatever you did. And it sounds like really a similar interaction with you and your father. And thank goodness you got the webcam and moved from there. Yep.
So I was streaming right off, like I think mid-December, I booted up the stream for the first time. I think it might have even been like late November, I don't know, around that time. So I boot up a stream, I make an ebook shortly after starting up, get the face cam shortly after starting up. So before I even get the cam, I got the Elgato, I got music, I got, you know, some game audio on, whatever.
Starting to figure this out.
And I'm actually picking up a couple of viewers with no face cam. And I always told myself, you know, like I said, with rushing into things, I was so excited to start streaming. I didn't even make sure I got, you know, my face cam, or, you know, that's the biggest thing. I was like, I wanted to get the face cam, and I rushed into it because I had the overlays ready. I had the Elgato. It came in the Amazon package, whatever, and I didn't order a camera at the same time as the Elgato.
Yeah.
Because something happened. And so I was just so excited to start streaming that, you know, I just decided to boot one up. And what I would do was, I have, if you go on my YouTube, I have like 25,000 subscribers or whatever, but that's not from Madden. Probably like 5,000 of them are from Madden. 20,000 was because I was so invested with streaming that when I was making YouTube videos, I didn't want to stream on that channel because it would mess up like the algorithm and how successful you were. Okay. So I made another account and I would stream there just from pure enjoyment and streaming.
Oh, you mentioned that actually, yeah.
And so I would post a YouTube video and they would get a notification. All of the subscribers with, you know, the notifications on.
Right.
Obviously, I was pretty inactive, so there wasn't too many notifications going out. Maybe 1,000 notifications are going out, right? So I'm posting this video live on Twitch every single day. Link in description, live on Twitch. So I'm getting an average of like 15 viewers just off Fortnite, and then obviously getting, you know, viewers from the Madden directory.
Sure.
So I'm having fun. There's people typing in my chat. All my
Love
OGs,
that.
you know what I mean? Fly West, Slab, C6 or Condors, all them boys. I love y'all. Shout out to Larry. You probably don't even know Larry. That was like my kind of like a duo that I went into streaming with.
Cool.
His Twitch name was Hose Love Larry. That's my guy. He's inactive now. But yeah, I started up the stream. Got the face cam after like a couple weeks, but before I even got the cam, I ended up getting a raid from, I think my first ever big raid was DNT, verified DNT. He had like 200 viewers or something. Dope. And I knew people didn't like to raid channels without face cams, and my energy was just insane. I was like, all right, I don't have a camera, I gotta entertain through my voice. You know what I mean? Have a crazy reaction. Get excited because it was, you know, real excitement. Like, oh my God, this is really happening. There are 200 people watching me play Madden prior to all these years playing Madden and not having a single viewer. Back in like 2015 on Madden 15, there's an age limit on Twitch, but I had another account that I would literally stream Twitch on, and I would, you know, have people talking shit from other Madden Twitch streamers, you know, getting into trouble. I'm 9-10 at the time. So, you know, I come back to Twitch, come back to Madden, because I literally had an old Madden Twitch channel that I'd get like 3-4 viewers streaming off the console. And I'm like, holy shit, there are over 200 people in my stream at a time. And obviously it dips down, but finishing that whole stream with 80 to 90 viewers and just like, oh my God, this is the feeling of like, I might be back. I get my face cam 2 days after face cam, bro. I look over to my right. Gut Fox is now hosting with 955 viewers, bro.
So this is now a moment for you now.
Dude, I had the face cam. I was getting 30, 40, maybe 50 viewers, still doing like, I feel like at this point I was stopping the whole, you know, the whole like post to YouTube with your notification or whatever. And I was getting an actual Twitch following. I didn't need to send notifications out because they were getting them by following the stream or whatever. And shortly after, you know, getting affiliate, getting my first couple subs, I'm trying to think, first ever person to like, you know, actually gift and show love. Oh my God, I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. That's gonna suck that I can't remember it. But Mile High Sports was my first like #1 gifter, and going in, showing love. That's my guy. He's got a beautiful family now. He's kind of stepped away from Madden.
Legend.
Joe Yo Bro, that was another dude. I just like shouting out the original people that were there because it's just, you know, great. Looking back on it, like the beginning times are always much more memorable than, you know, once you start going for a little while.
For sure.
So I'm, you know, getting a couple of subs, and that's back when I'm like, holy crap, people are like paying me, and I'm just sitting here playing a game. I would always react so crazy. I get that Gut Fox raid, and that's when I realized, like, holy shit, I need to get like that guy. His whole chat comes in storming with his emotes, show feet, all this other stuff, rip grandma, all his memes and all this stuff. And I'm like, are they being assholes?
Or is this culture?
And
What's
I'm
going
like,
on here?
No, I like this shit. They're being assholes and getting me ready for this streaming shit. They're ripping at me, talking about this, talking about that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm back. Because this isn't my first time receiving shit talk on the internet or streaming or whatever.
But
and
this, you were reinvigorated now.
I can talk shit here too. And I can't get canceled for it, like over there. Oh boy, I'm ready. But no, I wasn't, you know, like that. I'm not just like, oh yeah, be an asshole, blah blah blah. Obviously, the real side of me always will come out, and I feel like the highlighted moments are kind of like the most viewed moments for me, and why people view me as like that more of a dickhead, like asshole little kid, is because that's when it gets the most views. When you're in that, you know, act of shit talking, whatever, it's because, you know, you're in front of an audience and there's eyes on you. You get what I'm saying? There's eyes on you. And if I wasn't doing, you know, this extra, you know, added entertainment, shit talk, whatever, how would y'all see me?
Not as entertaining.
There's no eyes on it. Yeah. So when I am my chill, normal, you know, having these conversations with my chat, that's not when I'm pulling, you know, these thousands of viewers in an MCS game or being on Bot Wars or being showcased anywhere.
You don't
have the real me.
You don't get on Bot Wars if you're not, you know, creating the persona like that. You never would have, you never would have gotten that look at all. Like, it was completely necessary.
Like, I know when to turn it on and off, and to the public eye, there is two sides of me if you watch me. But I guess if you're, you know, watching from other places or whatever, you really only see the big highlights, and the big highlights are because when I'm in, you know, that entertainment mode, whatever, that's when you see, I guess, the asshole coming out or whatever. Because when I am my real me, you don't give a shit enough to watch. It's not getting to your attention. It's not being posted on social media. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it's going to be forever. And I understand that. So I'm back to, I went on a little rant there. Back to,
that's
the
good
start
shit,
of me streaming.
Yeah.
That whole Gut Fox raid was awesome. Ended up having the stream crash, and I shoot him a DM, and you know when they don't follow you back, it pops up in like the requested messages.
Yeah.
I guess he happened to be on Twitter. He got the little pop-up, but it was in his message request. I said, internet outage. It was like some power outage or something. And 3 minutes later, all like my lights, my computer, everything comes back on. I say, hey, because when you go offline, the host goes away. So I had like 400 something viewers. Stream cuts off.
Damn.
So I boot it back up. There's like 100 people, and although 100 is way higher than I would have averaged, I was having 400. Nobody else was on. I was at the top of the page. This was my moment. And I was like, wow. I boot up the stream back. There's like 100 viewers. I shoot him a text. I say, hey, the stream crashed. If you have the time to rehost, I would greatly appreciate it. He said, no problem, buddy. I just got it for you. And bam, instantly back up to 350, 450. And I couldn't believe it. I thought everyone would have left, but you know, I guess there's just that many people that either went, you know, AFK or had his stream up, whatever. And
super dope.
I got to enjoy the rest of that, what turned into like a 15-hour stream, because I said I'm not going to bed until my eyes shut. You know what I mean? I gotta use this as much as I can. This is like prime Madden, mind you. This is January-ish, Zero Chill, and 95 Sean Taylor, 95 Bo, all them dudes coming out.
Right.
So I used to have a follower icon because I made ebooks pretty early, because I knew that my Madden skills were going to kind of help me, you know, take me off the ground because of the likes of Henry and, you know, Kep, super good at the game.
Right.
You know, I see Kep has that great balance, and I saw Kep. I was like, this dude's really good at the game, and he's also fucking hilarious and reminds me a lot of my own dad. So I say, that's what I'm going for. Henry is cool. He had no face cam. He was super good at the game, but if he wasn't that, you know, pro player status, he wouldn't really, you know, have as much. And so I wanted to get a good balance of the two, as Big Cup did. So I made that ebook early. I always was good at, you know, recording videos, and that's where, you know, I took that talent to the ebooks. And it's a little bit different because there's not like, you know, interaction. It's kind of you sitting here talking to a mic. Podcasts are similar, but, you know, you get to have a conversation with somebody. It's kind of weird just talking to yourself. And that's how a lot of YouTube videos are made. And once you get comfortable doing that, then, you know, you can be a bigger like solo streamer. But I was always interactive, even on YouTube. And so I made these ebooks early, and I had a little follower goal, 100 followers, and I'd give away an ebook. You know what I mean? So just anybody that was followed, and I would run these giveaways all the time, and all these people are giving me good, you know, feedback, come back, subscribe to the channel, and be like, bro, I went through that. It helped me out a ton, because I started just giving it to subs, because that's what a lot of the other Twitch guys did. I think I got that idea from K-Mac. I had the 2 ebooks, 1 sub, you know, you get an ebook, another sub, or a gifted sub, you know what I mean? You get that other one. And that's when I first got my first, you know, kind of like marketing thing going, and getting kind of a community going, and people wanting to get better at the game. I've always been good at teaching people. A lot of times you'll watch my stream, I'll talk through my play, I'll answer questions in the chat, you know, help people get better at the game. Tell them, look for this when you're doing this. They'll be like, I struggle with this, you know, but I'm really good at this, and then I'll be like, bam, try this, focus on that, because I remember first getting good at the game, and I still do it to this day all the time. I'll get into phases where I'll get into like commentator mode, and I'll talk through like pretty much a whole game without even realizing it, because I just love the broadcasting part of it. Right. So, you know, they're coming through, I'm getting a bunch of follows, and on that Gut Fox raid day, 300 followers in a single day, just off promoting it. Like, if you're a newer streamer out there, this might get clipped to Twitter or something. If you're new streaming, give people a reason to want to watch you, want to follow you. If you're giving something away, that's perfectly fine. But don't become one of those streamers that just are only followed because of like a giveaway, whatever. Do it, you know, give them a reason to follow you. Don't force the follows. And then say only follow if you're enjoying. That was always my thing. I would boot up. I'm streaming, I'm playing the game, whatever. I say, hey, if y'all are new to the stream, I know a lot of people are coming from so-and-so. At that moment, it was Gut Fox. I say, if you came from Gut Fox's stream, you know, I'm newer to the streaming game. If you guys enjoy the stream, watch me for a couple of minutes. If you enjoy the stream, hit that follow button. I would greatly appreciate it. If you don't think I'm entertaining or you don't like my content, then you don't have to hit the follow button, and I hope to see you around another time, right? Or I hope to change your mind. So that was always the thing, the ebooks for the follows, and it was every 100 followers, I would do that giveaway. People would get hype, and that just escalated to pulling 200-300 viewers in that prime, like, I guess February, March range, regularly booting up a weekend league stream and getting 200 to 300 viewers after only like 6 months of streaming. And that's when I said, damn, I'm back. I found another, you know, passion, livelihood. I'm here. And kind of just been riding that wave, adapting to new things. Was super excited for 21 to come out. Honestly, had a great year. Didn't market myself as much as I would have liked to. And I'm hoping that going into Madden 22, I can be big everywhere, and we can take that next step.
All right, so just a brief, like, kind of like get to lend perspective as to where we're at kind of in the Vohes story. I know you guys have been listening, and this shit has been dope, but to lend a little bit of perspective, right? So you're looking at the time now, a 15-year-old young man who has built something that I haven't seen anybody in the chat with 100K plus subscribers anywhere. So a 15-year-old young man who's dealing with, honestly, it's not dramatic to say, the heartbreak of having something taken really unjustly and unfairly, right? Has the wherewithal, smarts, business sense, and forward-looking nature to not get scared off of this content thing forever, right? Lean into his support system and his parents who had his back. That's fucking wonderful to hear, you know, that mom and dad are along for the thing also. Had the wherewithal to double down, try this thing again, go back to the drawing board, and it's got me sitting here wondering the answer is nothing. What I created at 14, 15, 16 years old that had any staying power, not just like not even in the world, but just in my life. And the answer to that is really not a whole heck of a lot. Another couple points that I think are important to remind the chat of, you know, to remind the folks watching with us now on twitch.tv/Bendler, or, you know, the couple dozen that we'll get when we throw it up on the tubes. These are things that I didn't have to deal with as a young person, and I don't think that many of us can share that experience of, like, really a robbery type of heartbreak, and also being able to rebound from it. Like, we're here, like, and it's just, and it's not Vohes, I hope you know, it's not to continually bring up the age thing. I'm trying to point out that a lot of what you do and the ways that you think are remarkable given your age. So it's not like I want you to know.
Why I talk about the age thing all the time because it's not, you know, normal, and I guess it's getting a little bit more normalized nowadays. But I don't mind the whole age talk at all. You know, a lot of people have a big thing with not wanting to be, you know, recognized for their age because it's like, you know, you're getting talked down on or whatever. It's like, it's the truth. You're younger, you haven't had as much life experience, and you got grown folks judging your content, watching you, and most of the time really just want to help you get better as you grow up. I'm growing up in front of thousands of people.
And that is what, if you take nothing else, this has been fucking dope so far. If you take nothing else, take that and understand that, you know, you're seeing a young man who's been successful in what he's doing literally grow up in front of everybody, and think about things like, what does he want his product to look like? He said that he's in Henry's stream, you know, observing gameplay and formulating the plan. He had, you know, the rough order of operations. He knew he needed the face cam. He knew that, you know, he could tap in and take it further than console. And just, you know, some of these ideas in his networking, his business sense, like the ideas that he had to move forward are, in addition to the end result, also very atypical of at that point, 15-year-old, now 16, and continuing to grow. So now up through that point in the story, Vohes, Madden 22, the big Gut Fox raid exposure, helping you really get off the ground, and now you're putting together your own thing, you know, through money games in 21. You can, you know, make a stop at 21 if you'd like to, but I'm also curious, how do you feel about, you know, moving the future of Madden? Like, where is the state of the game at right now? Do you feel good about it? Are we getting worse, or are we getting better? Are we getting closer to what you want to see, or are we getting further away?
I think we're getting closer. There's a lot more. I will tell you right now, point blank, straight up, I don't give a shit how bad the game is. Mm-hmm. All I care about is the more creative minds, the more content creators, the more that we're getting on social media. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, making this community bigger as a whole, because it doesn't matter how bad Call of Duty is. It doesn't mm-hmm. matter how bad FIFA is. It doesn't matter how bad 2K was. 2K20, you guys saw on Twitch, it was a terrible game. Mm-hmm. People started big $1,000 wagers, and you got 20 to 30,000 live viewers off of 2K, when the most you would ever see is like 5. Mm-hmm. I don't care how bad the game is. It's not on EA to make us any bigger. It's not on the game developers to make us a good game. It's on us to make the content. Yeah. It doesn't matter how shitty the game is. I'm going to play the game.
Facts, bro. I love that. I want to get like also kind of your plan, the direction of the channel, and maybe if you want to give us like a sneak peek into some of your future plans. But you mentioned something earlier. It's probably like 20 minutes ago at this point, and you just kind of like you said it, and then you kept it moving. But I was wondering if you would maybe like expand on the idea for us. You said after the YouTube thing happened, and you spent the summer, the phrase that you used was just like a normal kid. You said you were outside all the time. You were doing your thing and spending a bunch of time with friends. And I took note of that, and I remembered it, and I was wondering if you feel comfortable with kind of expanding what that means to you, what that feels like to you. Because from the outside looking in, I see you've doubled down in that. In the interest of focusing on your content, now it's homeschooling, and your life, I'm sure, is affected by how hard you're working and the fact that you don't have quite as much free time. So the inference there is that maybe sometimes it does not feel like you're a regular kid. Do you feel like there's maybe a disconnect between you and your buddies because of what you're doing and how you're spending your time?
So that relates back to why I started doing the online school. Like I said, I touched on it briefly, but the whole try a year of the freshman year of high school. Yeah. Try a year, going to high school. I was super excited for it. I always went to school, middle school, always had a bunch of friends, always was making people laugh, whatever, just having a great time.
Hell yeah.
And I saw a couple other of my friends, well, not a couple other, it was one friend in particular that did online school, and he never did like content or had like a big work thing, and he kind of just seemed super bored, and I kind of like lost connections with him because kind of seemed like that weird friend, so
sure, yeah.
In my head I'm like, I don't really want to become that, but let's see how this goes, because as I'm going into my freshman year, I'm starting content, and I'm thinking, even in my head, this could get pretty big, and I might lose some time. So I go my whole freshman year, and in the middle of my freshman year, my channel gets shut down or whatever. But I already have this, idea in my mind of, in the middle of my blow up, I'm also in school. And the thing about public school is you're going for 7-8 hours. I think ours was like 7.5 hours a day. Could vary. Some people go for 7, some people go for 8. Mine was right in the middle there. So I'm going to school every day and, making videos when I get home, whatever. And I realize I'm losing a lot of time because school, you have the work, you have the test, you have, all this stuff, right?
Sure.
So when you're in school, you have to deal with, you're going to lunch. That's an hour, right? Going to and from classes. When kids are acting up and teachers got to take time out of their day and out of the class in general to, take care of this. It's just a part of school,
right.
A part of life, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
And you're losing progress, not losing progress, but you're kind of stalled. So let's say you were supposed to finish this unit that day, and get, this amount of work, whatever. Well, now that's pushed back, a whole nother day, and now this unit is taking however long, and then you got to rush through this much. And I realize it's a lot of wasted time. Deadlines are way more strict. You're losing way more points as time goes on, and you're losing so much extra time per day. And so I realized that, and that's when I said my YouTube channel was still shut down at this point. But during that summer, I really thought about it, and it was like right before the deadline of like the next year starting. I said, just get me signed up. My mom was doing some research of, some online school or virtual school, whatever they call it. And she found a couple places, and there was one place she said, there's, this opening, whatever. Do you want to get enrolled in that? I need to answer quick. In my head, like I said, I was already plotting out that whole Madden thing. Saw how everything was going, and I said, try 1 year. And whether I was going to do content or not, whether I was going to do this or that. And I'm glad I got into content, and I'm glad I started, working hard again, because the social life would have been way worse. And that was hands down the worst thing about going into online. Now people will view me like I said, the age thing. Right. They'll think, unexperienced. Maybe he's been, homeschool, online school his whole life. No, I was always super social, always talking to people, always going places. Right. Just having, like I said, being a normal kid. But when you get on the internet, people just look at you different because they see like the now, and you don't get that whole story, which is why this podcast is great, right?
Hell yeah.
So not being able to wake up every day and go see the people that you see every single day is super weird.
I can imagine.
And you have like your solid friend group, but it's a bit more difficult to branch out and, extend that friend tree, whatever. But you still get that through your connections of that same solid pack of people. You find more people, and as you get older and you get more freedom and you can drive around, and you're meeting more people, and I kind of get that connection as if I was still going to school and doing activities.
So you've been able to maintain school, like your closest networks and your closest group of friends that you stay close with.
Newer people,
Awesome. Okay, that's huge. That was going to be another one of my questions. If you're able to kind of keep extending and expanding your friend group and meeting other people, you are.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's dope. That's dope.
But the shitty thing about that is that I'm so busy during the winter, and that's another reason why I was so happy I started the online shit, because when I have a packed time, like what I just did recently, I had the challenge and the classic and then Madden Bowl, like back to back to back, not much time in between. And although I made a decent amount of money on it,
hell yeah,
I have a whole school thing going on.
Right.
You're managing two, like, quote unquote full-time jobs, because as a kid in school, that's what they have you. They give you a full-time course
that is intended to be all that you do. Right.
Increase your work ethic. And then when you have this whole thing going on the side, it would be damn near impossible going to in public school and trying to do this shit on the side, because if eight hours of your day is taken, fuck.
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
So I'm preparing for these tournaments. I'm also having a great time streaming. I'm getting, a bunch of recognition. I don't want to sound cocky. I hate bragging about money, but a lot of money is coming in. I'm doing great in these tournaments, and I'm finally taking the next step competitively, and even with streaming, because when you can intertwine the two, you pull thousands of viewers, because these other pro players don't stream and make content enough as they should, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
I want to hide my skin, blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, pro players start fucking streaming. All right, we don't care that you're hiding your low glitch plays and your cool blitzes, dude. Boot the fuck up and let's watch your glitch plays. You can hide shit on stream perfectly fine. If you want to stream for 3 hours a day, get off and go be Dreeny in the lab at 6 a.m, spamming your fucking buttons, and you can hide all this shit. You're good at the game. You can win with certain stuff. You don't gotta play money games. You can play weekend league and still go 25-0 with bullshit. So I had that super busy time playing in those 3 tournaments, and I realized, like, as the days goes on, work is piling up, and I just see it, and I know it's a conscious in the back of my mind, and it's kind of, you go through like that blurry stage of, I don't want to look because I know how fucking bad it's gonna be.
Yeah, right.
And so I say right after Madden Bowl, I got like a month, bro. When I tell you, I pissed my pants because of the amount of shit I had to do. Doing a whole semester of work, and what I saw was 30 days. I had the first scared feeling of I could possibly fail classes, and that's when you get your ass beat.
Hell
Parents, fuck this shit. You went doing this, that. Grades are shit. And I could just see, you know what I'm saying, my dad's face getting screamed at. You know what I mean?
He's not playing that, huh?
A belt might get pulled out for the first time in a while because I've been
Can't confirm nor deny.
And I realized that I had this deadline, and that if I'm not waking up, managing sleep, getting out of bed instantly, and trapping myself in a fucking basement where I usually stream and have fun and entertain, and have to let my people know, I was so caught up with the constant social media, streaming, competing, that I didn't even have time to scroll through fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
I had to take, like, I was starting that first week, and I was on pace to get through 3/4 of it, because, I was spending some extra time keeping up, because, like I said, I'm super sociable. So not only am I keeping up with, like, real life friends, I had to cut off real life stuff and the social media, because that's the internet version of keeping in the loop, going places, looking what this dude's doing, look at what, they're doing. And I had to just close Twitter. I didn't go like deleting the apps because I could, keep a mental of it, strong mental. Some people struggle so much with that social media stuff that they need to delete apps. That shit is crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit nuts.
Back, but do like some social media cleanser, some shit.
Facts.
But I was able to lock myself in, and having that scary feeling of holy shit, like I could fail and possibly get that side eye from my parents of like, I told them for 3 months straight, or during that whole busy stretch, I'm going to get this done. They always tell me school #1 priority.
Yeah.
And luckily that laptop didn't get open to go look at my grades, because I told them I don't even want to look. So you shouldn't look. Just know it's going to get done.
Right.
You know what I mean? And luckily the late work wasn't, no points off. And that's why I was looking into these schools, and I saw that was one of the features. And I was just like, abso-fucking-lutely busting my ass every single day. And although it is only a junior year of high school, you know what I mean? Like I said, I haven't experienced college. I probably won't be going to college for the first couple of years. Shout out to anybody that has a degree, worked their ass off in college. I'm not discrediting that at all. All of the parents that got degrees while taking care of children and working, y'all inspire me to work harder every single day. And I only got in this situation because of my lack of effort and not balancing the two enough as I should, and I can and could have and will do next year. And so locking in every single day. My work ethic has always been great. But having to take even a tune-up, being so used to working hard every single day, putting in 60-hour, weeks at the start of the Madden release.
Right.
Like I did in 21, and I plan to do in 22. First thing, release day, subathon, I will be going 16 hours a day, sleeping, showering, getting back on stream. Right. Don't care about the haircut. Throw on new clothes. Let's get it rocking. Make sure your balls don't stink. And then, so, where the fuck was I? Okay, so locked in with the school shit. Yep. Luckily, get it done, doing exams, homework assignments, trying to make sure like, okay, what percentage of this is going here? How can I balance? Because you get more, percentages off test, and some classes you'll have to do, more assignment based work for like electives and shit.
Right.
So I have big old notepad on my phone. I always use my phone. If you guys are working hard or you're younger and you want to, build that creativity and you are starting to work hard, use that note app on your phone. It sounds so simple. The older people, like the grandpas, like that Fendler and, the Sapper Jedis of the world, they get a pen and a paper. Okay.
No way, bro.
That's what they did when they were younger. All right.
No, sir. Vohes
I'm just saying,
nuts, bro. Fuck out of here.
Some people go the old school route, and that's perfectly fine.
Sure,
Me, new technology, I get on my phone, I start writing in my notes. I got notes for everything. So I'm literally planning out a month of doing jack shit, but just schoolwork. I'm not texting no friends. I'm not on no social media. I didn't talk to a girl for a fucking month. I felt like a fucking loser. And I am locked in on my phone saying this deadline is here. This deadline is there. How the fuck are we going to do this?
It had to happen.
And I locked the fuck in. I got it done. And it was the greatest feeling of all time to decompress, relax, and get back and realize how much I fucking love what I do.
Yeah.
Having that excitement and being locked into that school shit and just getting free and being able to come back to streaming, seeing all the people come back. And I also had a rough little 2-week patch. I came back. I got that love for a cool 3 days. Mm-hmm. And then that I happened to come back right when Madden is just, and we're still going. Yeah. But recently I've been getting, the CFMs have been popping, getting a couple viewers here and there, like in the playoffs, kind of replicating how, MCS tournament would go.
Yeah.
And or a big money game series. So I come back to streaming and I kind of am out of the loop. You know what I mean? It feels weird to be back reading the chat, and I'm used to it now, but you see the same setup, the same screen for all them days, and then when you have the 30 days where you just go without it, you come back and it's like, dude, this feels new for what? And I'm loving it. I'm back having like some of the most genuine fun, due to the fact that I was restricted from all that for so long. And I also experienced, because like I said, with content creation, you can't just dip. And luckily Twitch is a lot more interactive, and they're still going to follow no matter like how many breaks you take. Like with YouTube, it's a lot more algorithmic. Big words. I'm with it. Use big words.
English,
I just play video games. With YouTube, it's a lot more consistency. And it's kind of the same thing with Twitch, but it also is a pattern of the game dying out. And as you can see, the problem rights, the W's, they come back, new game comes out, they're popping. You know what I mean? Twitch is a different platform, and that's another reason why I love Twitch. But I come back, and not a lot of viewership. Obviously, my OGs are still, coming back, renewing subs, but the stream doesn't have that pop. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really have that pop. And so pretty much every summer, it's usually like the CFM thing. And I'm realizing, damn, Weekend League, they don't give a fuck. So I get back into the big money games. I get back into these CFMs. You know what I'm saying? We're getting the music turned up. The biggest thing about streaming is getting the audience comfortable. Not so much attached, but comfortable viewing you and not feeling like the awkwardness of it or the boredom. You don't want to be watching a stream, not be invested, not visualize things, not feel like a part of it. Like,
if you don't care about the result of what's happening, right?
Loading in, backing out, playing a shitter, backing out, playing a shitter, having the music at the same level for this long, not yelling, saying thanks for the sub, thanks for the follow, blah, 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 being a fucking robot. I was out of the loop, and I had to get back into it, and I had to find creative ways. So once again, back to square one. Like when I started streaming, you look at what's popping, and I said, damn, nothing's fucking popping. All of a sudden, all these motherfuckers are playing baseball, and I'm stuck playing this dead-ass football game, and I got to be the innovator. So I'm booting up these CFMs. I'm playing these big money games. The viewers start racking back in, and then I'm comfortable with it again. And honestly, getting me sparked up for just the excitement of going into Madden 22. And so, yeah, that was that whole phase, the most recent phase, I suppose. And this whole summer, so kind of going into modern day now, building healthy habits, going outside a bunch more. That's when I get to enjoy, the social life the most.
Yeah.
Because when you're locked in working, whatever, you don't get to, experience as fun of times. And like I said, the worst thing about going online with all the school and shit. So I'm not streaming as much, trying to make every single stream, even if it's, 4, 5, 6 hours a day. If I miss a day, I'm not worried about, oh shit, got to get above the next guy. I can take a day off because everyone's kind of easing out. There's not too many people watching, and it's just preparation for the next game. Because in my head, sometimes I'll think, damn, I only streamed for 6, 7 hours today. Okay, but what else did I do? Created healthy habits, kept a good social life. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that I got to prioritize these parts of my life at these times of the year. And then in my head, I'm like, dude, I took this break from streaming. I'm only streaming 5, 6, 7 hours a day. What happened to the guy? How the hell am I going to do 12, 13 hours a day? And then I think back on it, like, I know how to change my priorities. I know how to change my focus. And when this new fucking game comes out, I am going to be back to the 12, 13, working my ass off, mastering the new game, and just getting ready to lock. Dude, I'm so fucking hyped.
Momentum is high, bro. You're also coming out of the summer, as I understand. You were able to buy yourself your first car recently, were you not?
Oh yeah,
bro. Hell yeah, right. What are we whipping right now?
2018 Camry. My dad leased a car for
dope
solid 3 years.
It's a great car. Great
I
vehicle.
realized I could save like $3,000 to $4,000 by doing a lease buyout, and I was like, what is all this? I'm new to all this shit. He's like, you want my car? I'm like, dude, I love your car.
Yeah.
I learned how to drive in his car, and I'm like, I can get this. I don't got to go find something for myself. And he's like, yeah. And then got another car for, him and my mom or whatever. And I still, on days where I'm not doing nothing, he can still take, his old car to work. And I bought that out, and it was a great feeling. It'll last another like 10 years. I'm not a big flashy guy with the jewelry and the cars and all that fancy stuff. You know what I mean? I just like accomplishing things and having fun, really.
Hell yeah, right. Dude, and that car will last you for quite a long time if you take care of it, which I'm sure you probably will.
And,
so go on.
Well, not too important, but just riding in that car, seeing, when he first got out, how excited, he was. And, for the last couple of years, that's kind of like been, the main car or whatever. And being able to take that, learn in it, and then, have it for myself, I think that's awesome. And I'm glad it's a good car. A lot of people have the story, like you say, times change, of that bullshit first $500 car. You got to lift up the hood to start the car or some crazy shit.
Right.
I'm blessed, and that's why I share the blessings with my family. That's why, like you said, pay the internet bill, whatever. I've done a lot of financial things because my family has always struggled with that, and I'm blessed, and they support me. So with that combination, I'd be a dickhead if I didn't give back and more.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
Yeah, absolutely love getting that car for myself. Go on with what you were going to say.
So momentum is high. Vibes are high. You've had to reinvent, restart, hit the reset button a few times now, and you've been successful at it every time. We're going into Madden 20, so you share what you got plans for. Double, tripling down. We got long streams on the way. What's going to be, like, are there any other, plans for the channel, directions you want to take? I imagine as of Madden 22, it will indeed be fully 100.0% locked in to Madden, but are you going to capitalize on, the money game interest from early? Do you need to do that? Is Madden is MUT head-to-head sufficient early on in the year? Like what's the ramp up plan? Like what order of operations are you going to hit here?
TikTok
seems to be the fucking spot, does it not?
That
bro?
Shit is insane.
Nuts. Yeah, shit's actually nuts.
TikTok off the bat. I'm going to try to get, I don't know if there's any editors watching this, but I know a couple people I might reach out to. Yeah. Try to get another person on my team to, take these Twitch clips. He can take the clip, download it, add a background song, or not even that. Just take the clip, download it, send it, to the little file on my phone, and I don't even need to do the whole computer part. I could do it on my own, and I probably will end up doing it on my own.
Right.
But, if I can get to a point where I have somebody that's taking the clip, downloading it, sharing it to this file to where I don't even got to do anything on my computer. I go on an app on my phone, download the video, paste it, make the little thumbnail on the app, put the tags in, title post, easiest shit ever, way easier than a YouTube video.
Right.
But with Twitch, the big thing I want to replicate, because that 2K20 just thing happened with the streamers, Ticino, Aiden Ross, who now has had the craziest Twitch story in history, and maybe even the craziest streaming aside from Ninja. Streaming adventure in history.
Right. And adventures.
And the first person in real life, not even just gaming, he changed the Twitch platform. There was already IRL and just chatting, but this dude made 5 separate sections on Twitch because there's so much going on. Now they got that hot tub stuff, and they got the IRL, and they got the podcast and all that going on.
Yeah.
Twitch is really becoming a great platform. Even better, it's been around for 10, 11 years, but I love the way it's going, and if we want to blow this up on Twitch specifically, the YouTubers already got their thing going down. YouTubers are already pulling millions of views every year. If we want to make this game blow up, pro players, the big content creators, big money wagers, bro. Big money wagers. And since this is the downtime of Madden, and if you're watching this, you're a hardcore Madden fan, when there's these thousands of people flooding in, we can put $1,000 wager in the title, or you know what you do? You put $2,000 wager in the title because it's a $2,000 pot. Usually with money games, it'll be like 25s versus 50s versus 1000s versus,
and then the record afterwards.
But now, it's basic shit.
Right.
Now you take that 2K idea. You have $1,000, and like I will say, this will be skidded 1,000%, because if you're watching this, you're a hardcore Madden fan. Don't be surprised if you see big money wagers on the line saying $1,000 on each side. Okay, you put $1,000, together. Maybe you guys can play for $100 or something. But does that fucking matter? No. If you play with fucking passion, you put on that goddamn show, and people believe, because that's what happens with the 2K. If you want to believe it or not, this is what's happening with that 2K, stuff, and you can transfer that into Madden. It's the excitement. It's what people want to see, and we are fucking broke. Madden isn't Fortnite. We can't play for $1,000 on a brand new game. You know what I'm saying? But these new dudes coming in are like, holy shit, these are big ballers, high rollers. They're playing for $1,000. I'm locked the fuck in for 3 hours, and bam, there's 10,000 viewers watching a Madden series between Dub.W and Problem Rate week 1 of the game, or Dub.W and Throne. They got up to 6,000 viewers combined on a mic game, both cameras on the screen. Bro, I'm telling you, it's the collaboration off the bat for Twitch specifically. TikTok and YouTube, I don't specialize in that shit. They got their own things going on. They know their own plans for the release. But for Twitch, it's collaboration. It's playing each other off the bat and getting this game fucking popping. Because if there are 100 head-to-head players, I'm going to be grinding the shit out of my head-to-head. I'm going to have community. I'm going to be an independent streamer, but I'm also going to have those big games on the side and try to get the Twitch side popping, because you're not just going to sit here all day. You can't play other content creators, scream at the top of your lungs, entertain your max potential for fucking 10 hours a day. It's not possible. You need to have that time where you communicate with the chat. You are being real, like I said, the times that aren't watched as much. And then when it's time to get in that shit talk, asshole competitive mode, that's when you got the 3, 4, 5,000 combined viewers pulling up to these games and just watching the entertainment. Like I said, doesn't matter how bad the game sucks. Doesn't matter how good you are at the game. It is up to us to make this shit poppin' and make this a great fucking year. I don't care if this is the worst Madden of all time. Look what Madden 20 did. A lot of people think that was one of the worst Maddens ever. That was my first game. I got back into it. I personally love that game, as crazy as that is to say. And I feel that game had a larger skill gap than the recent Madden 21 game and throughout the Madden 21 year. A lot of people that'll disagree with that. But like I said, that game, huge on YouTube. The Throne blow up. All these other people blowing up. That was a great year. And then 21, we kind of just bullshitted. And with 22 being the first year on next gen, I remember how big Madden 15 was. There's going to be people having the race to 99 overall. There's going to be people playing for thousands of dollars, although we're fucking broke. It might be, 100 or 200 here and there, right?
Right.
And making people invested in this shit and wanting to be like the people they're watching. That's what we got to do, bro. We got to make this game fucking huge.
I love that, bro. Do you think you ever fit into any affiliation or proximity to EA themselves? Do you think Vohes ever winds up being an EA product? Do you have any interest at all, or you're not even so much interested?
I do not want to be a little puppet. No
puppet.
People talk about these pro players and this and that. Man, a lot of them, they're puppets of EA. I love everybody at EA. All the people in the MCS that run it, amazing people. Fucking love all of them. Shout out to everybody that helped me out. Can't think of names off the top of my head because I got so much going on. Didn't sleep too much. But every person that I've talked to with the MCS, been great. The meetings are great. They get you set up. They get you comfortable. They talk you through everything. And they run amazing broadcasts. As much as people want to say it's like Disney and this and that, they're $1 billion company. They're running a professional show. You can't have copyrighted music. It's going to be a little corny, but they are pulling thousands of viewers. These drops are awesome. Who would have thought that you could have pulled double, triple, quadruple your viewership by giving people fucking silver cards? But they're going to tune in and get their fucking silver cards.
Yeah.
And a lot of these, people need to branch out of being the little EA puppets, and they need to build a name for themselves. Clef the God, Noah, Dubby, Problem. Look at all these people. Now, Noah isn't making content, doing all this, but when he is playing on the main stage, he's fucking yelling.
Oh, yeah.
People love to support him.
Highly entertaining.
And they're locked in. Now, imagine if you transfer that over to the fucking streaming. That's what Dubby did. He took that MCS, you know what I'm saying? I love you, Dubby, but you fucking suck at Madden now. All right, Madden 22, we can play for a real 1,000. I might regret saying that.
Yeah, but, right? Clip him!
You're one of the most poppin' content creators. You work your ass off, and I'm trying to get to where the fuck you are. So who cares how good I am at Madden? You're shitting on me with Twitch, shitting on me with TikTok, and you have ran 10 times better shit than I have done to this point. And I hope to run something as good as you are.
Hell yeah.
So, like I say, it doesn't matter that you might be a little washed up, all right? You took that MCS talent, very good at the game, but also had a personality behind it. You see the energy that you're popping, and then you turn around and you go do that in the comfort of your own home, and you got hundreds of people tuning in. Imagine if Noah built himself a professional brand and is branding himself. The kid is verified on Twitter. He won a belt, great personality. He could be a huge star, but once again, he's young and he's, focused on a lot more of like the usual 17, 18-year-old kid things, and loves playing Madden on the side and is super passionate. But imagine if he got into this content creator shit. Now, it's not for everybody, but I definitely feel like he'd be a great fit. Clef the God, always, when it's tournament time, he locks in. He's kind of on that same level as me. We haven't taken that next step, but we're really good at the game. We are emotional during, the MCS games, and that same attitude converts to when we're live streaming, where you can find us every day on Twitch. And I'm going to do a shameless plug, twitch.tv/Vohes13. If you're not hitting the follow button, you probably shouldn't be watching this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're watching the Fendler podcast live and the little purple button that says follow with a heart isn't checked, then what the fuck are you doing? Don't follow me first. Go here, and then open another tab, and then hit that one. You know what I'm saying? Only if you want to. If you learn something from this, if you like the story, if you're looking forward to the next game, then hit the fucking button. If you think I'm a jackass and just talk shit and I have a big forehead, then suck my dick and don't hit the follow button. That's how I think of it.
You got a big forehead, but I don't know so much about the jackass part. Bro, it's funny that we talked about this with Shotmaster yesterday. Shotmaster, I don't know if you caught any of it, but basically the start of his timeline with Madden was playing money games in his dorm at Howard in 1991. As a 31-year-old, I was 1 year old, and so even
awesome.
Shotmaster
is OG, man.
Oh, super OG.
Madden Nation, all that shit.
But even his perspective throughout this whole thing, and I asked him, kind of where can the community capitalize and grow, and I forget the specific context of the conversation, but even an OG like Shotmaster related it back to the same thing you did, capitalizing on the personalities that you have around the game, because it doesn't
exactly.
You've said it a couple times. It doesn't matter how good the game is or not. The area of opportunity is these personalities that have popped up around the game. Like, these guys are the most important part. The game can be secondary. So it's interesting that, from an OG perspective to a young gun, it seems to be almost common knowledge that, like, you got to capitalize on the human beings rather than the game per se. You know what I mean?
Shop is great. He's always invested with the community. You know, he's always streamed for fun, and you know, always having a good time. Shop, great person.
Hell yeah.
Always looking over, because he's not, you know, in the prime, young, fast fingers, Madden, you know, that was his old time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go through that same shit, but
he sure will,
he's looking after people like me, giving me his knowledge, and I'm so thankful for people like that. Going back to Big Cap, biggest inspiration as I start streaming. Absolutely love that man. But Shopmaster is another great example. I've had my fair share conversations with him, and he's a great dude.
And now here you are, a product of your experiences, a product of the mentorships that you've had, a product of the conversations that you've had, you know, from guys who have done more than you. And you know, alluded to some things earlier on in our conversation, kind of guidance as to somebody who, you know, might see what you've created for yourself and admire it. They want to create something similar for themselves. Is there anything else that you would offer a young Vohes, you know, above and beyond, bro? Don't get too upset about the YouTube thing. Like, it's going to work on the other end of it. Don't worry about so much. If you were talking to somebody who is in the process of building a channel, creating content, building a brand, you know, not to say that anyone's has the answer, not to say that there's any one path to get to the same place, but how would you advise, you know, somebody that's watching with ears open to like, okay, what can I do then?
You're saying like starting the whole
get them off the ground.
thing,
The most important things to consider getting off the ground. I've heard you mention networking and, you know, taking note of things that you want to replicate.
That next step, preparation, because don't jump the gun, and just go into it expecting to see like these same results and just like a random miracle story, because that's not how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
If you have time, do research. I can't tell you how many times for every single content creator to ever walk this planet that we spend on YouTube looking up shit. This video doesn't work. This video doesn't work. Okay, I found a third video. This is how I do that. This is how I do this. Take time. Master your craft if you're interested in it. And this goes to even more than content creation, but I'm going to focus on content creation.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on your strong suits, build new skills, and get yourself out there. Be different. Don't try to be an industry plant. I say that all the time. That's how you'll go down that bad road of just being that, you know, middle pack, getting 20, 30 viewers. And don't think it's like, oh, I'm getting, you know, 20, 30 viewers off the bat is amazing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But if you're not seeing a steadily growth, you don't want to fall into that pack of the people that aren't taking that next step and aren't investing. And you can say I'm shitting on these people, but if it's a hobby and you're happy with your 20 to 30 viewers, sure. If you're a young kid like me, you don't want to have to go work, you know, some other job, and you want to see success with this, you got to make people watch you. It's not their responsibility for them to watch you. It's your responsibility to expand your brand and get them to watch you. So take preparation, have a whole, you know, map things out. That's kind of the road I took.
Sure.
But you're gonna have to freestyle a lot of things. A lot of things are gonna happen that you don't, you know, expect, and you're gonna have your own experience with it.
Yeah.
Just know things like are gonna happen. You need to learn how to take care of things, not get scared when something happens, and just be you. Don't go into it saying I need to be like this guy, I need to be like this guy. What you need to do, you need to take parts from their stream, parts from this video, parts from this personality, and then build that upon yourself. If you walk into it and you don't have, you know, a unique side to you, and you're just sounding like this guy, or, you know, trying to imitate this guy or whatever, you need to imitate and replicate others in your own shell. That's the best way as a content creator. Don't try and go in and, you know, jump the gun. Make sure you get that face cam. Make sure you get the interaction. And then don't just throw your arms up and be like, well, I tried this. This isn't working. Mm-hmm. Most of the time when it's not working, it is your fault. 100%.
Fair.
You got to take accountability into that. If something isn't working, then you got to either try something new or not try something new, but improve. You know what I mean? Get that base foundation of whatever you want to do, improve, work on your craft. You're always going to find new things. Don't try and do too much at once, because I say this all the time. Like with technology, dude, the more advanced stuff you get, like that Go XLR thing and all these extensions on the computer and all of this other stuff, the more shit that you get, the longer you're going to have to take behind the scenes, and the more research you're going to do, and the more malfunctions you're going to deal with.
Also true.
So when I started streaming, I have OBS, I have Google Chrome, and I got Spotify. Let's rock. Right. Now I got 3 monitors, 2 lights, very expensive camera, the peripherals, the mouse, the keyboard, that's the same. Mix amp, that's the same.
You've I got grown a stream
deck. Yep. I got a better mic, but I'm rocking with the Yeti, and I don't care if I have 300 million viewers. I'm still gonna use a Yeti because you got me fucked up if you think I'm going and buying that $3,000 mic so it can break every 24 hours.
Look at me looking stupid in this expensive ass bullshit, bro.
That's what I'm saying, and you went down that route, but now you got to deal with the bullshit. I've probably done other dumb bullshit that now I deal with every day, and just enjoy it. Make sure that your viewers are having as much fun as you are. That's the number one thing I could say. You can stream yourself having a good time, playing video games, enjoying yourself. Mm-hmm. But do you know what it looks like as a viewer when you're sitting there not really being interactive? All these celebrity streamers. Now these celebrities, of course, you can shit on me. You could probably sue me for calling you lazy or Hollywood. Like, I don't know. Yeah. But these dudes won't even read chat. Yeah, they'll have their check mark on 85 different social media platforms. Like, yeah, I'm the shit. I'm playing Call of Duty with my boys. You think it's a damn honor because I said your name, blah, blah, blah. Dude, these dudes' heads get blown up with smoke because they grow up, they're athletes. They see, you know, Justin Bieber, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, and they think, oh yeah, I'm just the shit. And on social media, I need to portray this image of a Tom Brady, a Michael Jordan. Well, no, because when people get big off gaming or off social media to start, you appreciate the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 viewers more than creating something from football, baseball, basketball, and then bam, you start with 300 and you think I'm the shit. Right. I'm gonna ignore media. They look at these damn viewers who want to talk to these people that they admire on TV, and then they sit there like, "So you gonna respond to me?" Yeah, dude, that'd be so awesome. Right. If Kyler Murray said my name right now, bro. I watch Kyler Murray every day. I watch him through college.
They skip to the end of the thing rather than have to build up.
Lobby, bro.
Yeah.
Babe, you cooking dinner? Oh, here's my $30,000 Chihuahua. Come here, buddy. You guys like my rich dog? That I could buy you with? Yeah. Dude, come the fuck on. Like.
Yeah, true indeed. Bro, man.
You can't get Hollywood as someone that starts off with nothing, gets a lot of shit, loses it, has nothing again. I'll never be Hollywood. Ever.
And you've had to do this a couple times, man, and that is, you know, a big part of the reason that I wanted to have you on today. And I feel like I did, you know, that we together were able to accomplish like exactly what I wanted to here, because there is more to the story of you than initially meets the eye, you know, behind the few years of Madden experience to start the thing, taking the Fortnite venture at whatever it was at the time, 14, 15, you know, younger than 15 years old, creating a social platform that all of us, though, you know, gathering who's in the channel right now, have not been able to do ourselves, having to manage the heartbreak that resulted from that, also having the business sense, wherewithal, and persistence to say, okay, I've done everything I can to try to clean this up. It's bullshit. It's not fair. But going back to the drawing board, doubling down on your efforts now, hopping into Madden, having your parents behind you, it's led you to a position now where a couple bucks are coming in, you know, paying a bill or two in the household. You've put yourself in your first vehicle at 16 years old. You've made the commitment to had to adjust some of your priorities with schooling, but have also the intelligence and the smarts to have been able to do that before it was too late, and have made notable and large sacrifices. Even, you know, I was glad to hear that you were able to maintain a lot of your social networks after the school situation changed. But, you know, I'm sure if it were me, I'm sure that's still a challenging, maybe not less challenging. It's a sacrifice that you had to make, you know, just in your day-to-day stuff. And like that, these are some of the things that I wanted to bring bring to the forefront. And I appreciate you, you know, being so open and honest with us about the thing. I think I feel like I set out to do what I wanted to do here. I also appreciate you taking way longer than I said it was going to take. But young Vohes, man, would you like to, anything that you would like to leave the channel with, man? Any parting thoughts? You did a great fucking job, bro. You're a natural. This was super dope and informative, and I appreciate the time, man, again. But you got anything that you'd like to leave the channel with?
Man, really, just I hope you guys are along for the ride. Like I said, I can be here for another 5 years. I could, you know, be gone doing something else on the internet with another game in 3 years, whatever. I'm gonna follow my own path. I hope y'all are here to stick with me. And really just excited for Madden 22. I'm not going to do some inspirational speech before I dip out.
For sure.
I'm a regular old dude. Y'all are ready for Madden. I'm ready for Madden. Let's have a great fucking year. And I appreciate you having me on, Fendler. One of the OGs. Met you a long time ago, and I'm very glad to call you a friend within the same space that I'm working in.
Vohes, I feel the same, man. An honor and a pleasure, boys. I've been Fend. This has been Vohes. That's Vohes13 on twitch.tv/Vohes13, man. Tap into him.
Social medias.
Huge. It's going to be he's going to be one of the most exciting players at the start of the game. Y'all know this. I'm going to be over in the chat there as well, man. Vohes, an honor and a pleasure, brother. Thank you so much for your time this morning there, young gun.
Yes.
My man.